I'm Debbie Wood. I'm from Kissimmee, Florida, and welcome to Nana's Kitchen. Around here, I'm the Nana, and my family will tell you I'm like any other Nana with my recipes. And my grandbabies would tell you I've got the good ones. But this time, I was thinking I'm going to highlight something that, well, it's for me. I thought, you know, if Nana's not happy, nobody's happy, right? So I'm going to show you one of my favorite recipes. This recipe was simply made for me. I thought one day, what do I want to eat? You know those times when you don't know what you want, don't know what you want? Well, I started thinking about it and I decided I wanted acorn squash. Yeah, acorn squash. So we're going to start with an acorn squash. You cut your acorn squash in half. This recipe calls for both halves. You put the halves face down in a baking platter, put about 1 inch of water in it, put it in the oven, and bake it for about 25 minutes till it's soft. You come in, drain the water out, turn it over, and cook it for about 10 more minutes in the oven at 350 degrees until it's dried out a little more and it's tender. Then you make it a casserole because this is cheesy acorn casserole. Over here I have some onions and garlic from a medium onion starting to brown. And just as they get tender and translucent, because I started thinking, what do I like with acorns? I love the taste of onions, green pepper, and red peppers, and a little bit of garlic. That's one of my favorite things. So if you mix the onions with the peppers until it's all just al dente, just a little bit crisp, then that flavor goes with the acorn squash so well. But then I thought, what else is my favorite? And my favorite after that, of course, cream cheese. Philly cheese is one of my favorites with anything. And when I'm building the casserole, I have my favorites of acorn squash, peppers and green onions, regular onions, and garlic, and then the Philly cream cheese. You add 2 eggs because I want my casserole to hold together well. And then more cheese, and this time I chose feta cheese because of the flavor, the strong flavor. If you could smell it, the onions, the garlic, the peppers, the cheese, the feta cheese, the cream cheese, the acorn squash, you can see how excited I get because this is my food. This is Nana food. It's healthy, it's fun, it's delicious, but it's Nana food. Other to the egg mixer in there. It's a feast for the eyes. Now back to the squash. We're going to take the squash and take squash from the inside of it. Because it's tender, you're going to scoop out all that yummy acorn squash. Go ahead and go right on down to the skin because it holds the shape really well. And what we're going to do is mix this all together and put it back into the squash because this nifty little bowl is going to be where our casserole bakes. How much fun is that? I have friends over. Some of my lady friends come over and we have dinner. And one of the things I make is this acorn squash casserole because apparently I'm not the only one that loves it. And they ask for it. We grill a little chicken breast, some crusty bread. Mix it all together with the squash. Now it's picking up the squash flavor. So we've got a creamy, cheesy squash with peppers and onions and garlic. And after you've mixed it all together, put it back in to the squash. And all that flavor from the squash is going to pick it up again. Look at the colors in that. And don't be afraid to take what's left over and put it on the side. Because you can always scoop it out and put it on the plates as well. It's going to get nice and fluffy from the eggs. Cheesy. Beautiful. Now just to add an extra special thing, my next favorite thing is sunflower seeds. I love seeds of any kind, but I love sunflower seeds. So we're going to top it with sunflower seeds and it come out crunchy on top. And it's just a little added bonus to the whole thing. It's beautiful too. So just cover it with sunflower seeds, sprinkle them on top. I've got about a 1/4 cup of these. And then of course, to make it cute, some little pepper rings to bake on top. We're going to cover it now and put it in the oven. And when you bake this in the oven, you're going to bake it about 25 minutes. Ooh, that preheated oven is hot. We're going to bake it about 25 minutes, and then we're going to take the lid off and bake it for another 25 minutes. After that time, it'll be nice and crispy on top and all fluffy. There we have it, Nana's favorite cheesy acorn squash casserole. It's cheesy, creamy, beautiful to the eye, fluffy to the taste buds, Nana's favorite, Nana's girlfriend's favorite too, which makes me a better girlfriend, a better Nana, and a real woman of Philadelphia.